Some of our folks, including some of the old China lobby, are going to the Vietnamese embassy and saying, please notify the president that if he'll hold out till November the 2nd, they could get a better deal. Now, I'm reading their hand, Everett. I don't want to get this in the campaign.
That's right.
And they oughtn't to be doing this. This is treason.
I know.
I don't know whether it's Laird. I don't know who it is that is putting it out, but here is the UPI 48 that came in tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm calling you only after talking to Rusk and Clifford and all of them, who thought that somebody ought to be notified as to what's happening.
Yeah.
Here's the Nixon release. A highly placed aide to Nixon said today, the South Vietnamese decision to boycott the Paris talks did not jive with the confidential assurances given the three major candidates by Johnson. We had the impression that all the diplomatic ducks were in a row, said the Nixon associate.
Yeah.
Now, I just read you what I told him.
Yeah.
And I told you that, and I told everybody else. Johnson got Nixon, Democratic candidate Humphrey, and third-party hopeful Wallace on a conference call about the bombing.
Yeah.
The advisor, Nixon's advisor, volunteered the GOP's candidate's reaction on the condition that he not be identified. Nixon said the advisor felt that Saigon's refusal to attend the negotiation could jeopardize the military and the diplomatic situation in Vietnam and reflect the credibility of this administration.
Yeah.
Now, I can identify them because I know who's doing this. I don't want to identify it. I think it would shock America if a principal candidate was playing with a source like this on a matter this important.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But if they're going to put this kind of stuff out, they ought to know that we know what they're doing. I know who they're talking to, and I know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And my judgment is that Nixon ought to play it just like he has all along. That I want to see peace come the first day we can. That it's not going to affect the election one way or the other. The conference is not even going to be held until after the election.
Yeah.
They have stopped shelling the cities.
Yeah.
They have stopped going across the DMZ.
Yeah.
We've had 24 hours of relative peace.
Yeah.
Now, if Nixon keeps the South Vietnamese away from the conference,
Yeah.
well, that's going to be his responsibility. Up to this point, that's why they're not there.
Yeah.
I had them signed on board until this happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, now, what do you think we ought to do about it?
Well, I better get in touch with him, I think, and tell him about it.
I think you better tell him that his people are saying to these folks that they oughtn't to go through with this meeting. Now, if they don't go through the meeting, it's not going to be me that's hurt. I think it's going to be whoever's elected, and it'd be my guess him.
Yeah.
And I think they're making a very serious mistake, and I don't want to say this.
Yeah.
And you're the only one I'm going to say it to.